There's some cool stuff headed your way. Isn't that cool? Welcome back, everybody, to the World's Worst Fishing. I'm your host, Chris Jones. Thanks again for tuning in to another episode of our little lure making TV YouTube experiment here. So today is going to be a pretty fun video because I have to make baits for someone else, and not just anyone else. I have to make baits for another bait maker, and not just any other bait maker, another bait making YouTuber, but not just any other bait making YouTuber. I have to make these for the guy who brought us the 8-Bit Bait brand of high-end powders, scales, effects, and things like that. Michael over at Bait Chuck. And so a couple of months ago he proposed the idea to me, hey, why don't we do like a challenge sort of collaboration where you make me baits, send them to me, and then I have to catch fish on Chris Jones baits and put them to the test. Sort of the whole prompt being, do Chris Jones baits even catch fish? Highly debated. So we're gonna find out. I'm gonna make Michael some pretty cool stuff, send him all the way to the West Coast. He's over in California. See if they work on those West Coast fish. So I've got a few ideas in mind of some stuff I can make him that I'm pretty sure those bass in his area will find attractive. So let's see what we can come up with. Michael, it's up to you, buddy. Don't let me down. All right, so we're gonna start with the one bait that he actually did request for this challenge, and that is the new Angling AI Molds Cutthroat Shad in the 6-inch. So I have two of the Cutthroat Shad molds here, and what we're gonna do is we're gonna fire up some colors, obviously using some of his 8-bit stuff, right? So if I'm making baits for Michael, I think he would probably be most happy to receive something using some of his effects, right? So we've got sort of a random little mix here of some of the siren scale effects, and then these are sort of what he kind of started his brand with, are the hollow shifts. Okay, so I'm thinking something to do with a hollow shift with some scale effects, all right? And then being that this is the Cutthroat Shad mold, we need our high-powered plastic today, a brand new gallon of Red Label Hard. Okay, so for our pec fins, we're just gonna match the internal harnesses that we have and just do plain Jane black, which actually gives us probably still the best contrast overall. I have kind of messed around with different pec fin colors. I keep coming back to black. It's a nice neutral color that sort of goes with everything, and like I said, I already have the black leads there, so I think that'll match up very nicely. All right, here we go. Real quick, we're just going to run these pec fins, the ones already in the mold. Very nice. They're so small you don't even feel your injector move whenever you push it. Well, sorry, Michael. There is laundry noise. Let's all just listen to it real quick. Sounds amazing. I was hoping that our video collab here would not include the laundry noise, but I was wrong. Oh, I messed it up. I have to do it again. And you know why this happened? The laundry noise. All right, so I have my pec fins loaded, and now for the insert here. Just gonna load in, right? You can see it just like that. Just gonna load in the weight. These are 1/4 ounces, buddy. All right. And then we will close the mold. All right, we are ready for action. Okay, here we go. Gonna inject the cutthroats nice and slow. Slow and steady wins the race. All right. Yeah, that looks nice. Slow and steady, hold some pressure. And then we definitely want to top off. Yeah, looking nice there. All right, Michael. Here's a drum roll for you. Here we go. There's no way this doesn't look sexy. You can't break this color. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. It is happening. Whoo, baby. Yes, sir. There we go. All right. We're going to button these up and we will meet you back. Yeah. It's such a hard effect to film because there's sort of that red and green going on at the same time, right? Yeah. There it is. The changeable motor oil with flakes. So some nice cutthroats. Here's one of the coolest things about this motor oil effect. Turns crimson. Isn't that neat? Wow. That is the same bait, people. Pretty cool. Coming your way, buddy. Alright, we've got our swim baits out of the way. Now we're going to go pretty much complete opposite of the fishing spectrum. A 4.5 inch drop shot little finesse worm. This is the Angling AI 4.5 inch bot worm mold. Open pore style. And we're going to do a 3-layer laminate for him. That's really going to bring out some cool colors. And hopefully those fish in his area will find these to their liking. Alright, first layer down is essentially a layer of clear with some siren scales and some other effects that, yeah. So let's do it. Alright, and we don't want to pour much in there because we need room for 2 other layers, okay? This is truly going to be a 3-layer laminate. So we're just sort of getting a base layer of clear down. And remember, when you're open pouring worms in layers, you got to think inverse. The top color of the bait goes in first. All right, next is going to be our layer of threadfin hollow shift. So let's do it. Just a real thin layer. Okay, next. Real thin layer. Because we're going to put a final backing layer of black over all of this, which will really bring this out. Alright, last layer, layer of black. Here we go. This will be the backing to the entire effect. Beautiful. One more. Looking good. Isn't that cool? Just the changeable effect in the motor oil color. Pretty neat. Alright, so far we've made some pretty fancy baits and some pretty fancy effects. Now we're going to do something more normal and practical. We're just going to make a regular fish catching bait. Because sometimes that's what you need. So the bot worms are cooling down. We will take a look at those whenever those molds are ready. But in the meantime, here comes the new creature bait. Oh yeah, buddy. Those California bass ain't ready. Here comes the Vexus creature bait. Alright, for our last recipe, we have a really dark chocolate brown with a couple of different flakes, a couple different sizes of small black flake. Well, medium black flake and small black flake, and then orange with the same thing. So we got small black flake, medium black flake, some green, and some little orange, right? So the dark chocolate side is pretty thick, so we might need some more flakes, but we're going to sort of go for like a natural crawfish color here. Alright, here we go. Last one's for you, dude. I think they look pretty sweet. Yeah. Got sort of a Halloween vibe to it. Halloween's coming up, isn't it? I didn't even think about that. Alright, should we do one more drum roll for Michael? Let's do it. Okay. Oh, of course they would come out on that side. Oh, heck yeah. That's sweet. There you go, dude. Put this on the back of a swim jig or, you know, any sort of bait where you want a trailer. And I dare you to not catch a fish on those right there, dude. Shoot, that's probably my favorite of the day. Just a plain Jane laminate. How about that? All right, here come the worms. Let's pull one. Oh, guys. Ho, 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 ho. All right, buddy. If you can't catch a fish on these, I want them back. I'll go catch a fish on it. Wow. Wowzers. Is that not cool? All made possible by that layer of clear. It just amplifies. Look at that. Just amplifies the pattern. Insane, guys. That is really something. Ho ho ho. Alright, we're going to pull the rest of them and finish this video out. Yeah, the fish ain't worthy. Alright, Michael, it is up to you, dude. I've done the best I can for one afternoon. We've got some juicy cutthroats, a new awesome creature mold there, and the fish catcher of all fish catchers, a small worm. I mean, let's just look at that again. Whoa! Super cool. Yeah. Yeah, if it doesn't happen on those, it might just not happen. Amen. All right. So, question of the day, like every other World's Worst Fishing video, which one was your favorite? Do you like the motor oil cutthroats? Do you like sort of the, what would that be, like an Alabama craw or something in the Vexus creature? Or do you like the insane threadfin hollow shift bot worms? Let me know down in the comments below. Alright everybody, that's going to wrap it up for today's video. Buddy, I hope you enjoy the baits. I hope they live up to whatever expectations you might have. What funny story, Michael used to be a really big swim bait customer of mine, so I used to send a lot of things to him. Today is a little bit different, so hey, I hope you enjoy the baits. I hope they catch some fish. To everyone watching this video, be on the lookout for Michael's video where he's going to do an unboxing of these baits and then he's going to take them fishing. And then the big question, do Chris Jones baits catch fish? That will finally be answered. He put out the challenge and I couldn't say no. With that said, big thanks as always to Angling AI Molds and Dead on Plastics, the two title sponsors of the World's Worst Fishing. We would not be here without their support. If you are interested in this hobby, definitely check them out for your plastisol, color, additives, and CNC mold needs. Great people, great products, all out of Michigan. And again, I cannot thank them enough for their support. I will link down in the description below all of the molds used in today's video. And we will see you in the next episode. Until then, go check out Michael's channel and be on the lookout for his follow-up video as a part of this collaboration.